Bloodlines and Boundaries. The Sacred Line, Unraveling the Zulu Vampire Legacy. Myths shape a cultural identity, and South Africa's Zulu people are no exception. Their myths reflect their spiritual beliefs, their history, and their identity. For the Zulu, the world is filled with spirits and magic, and their myths often feature supernatural elements that play a key role in their culture and traditions. One of the most intriguing tales is that of Shaka, a Zulu warrior turned vampire during the tumultuous era of colonization. In episode 4 of Shaka's story, we delve deeper into his transformation and the consequences that ripple through his tribe and beyond. As the moon rises over the rolling hills of Zululand, Shaka stands at the threshold of a new revelation. His once mortal body now pulses with an otherworldly power, a gift and a curse bestowed upon him by forces he has yet to fully understand. The weight of his newfound immortality settles upon his shoulders like a heavy cloak, and he must navigate the delicate balance between his duty to his people and the insatiable hunger that now defines his being. The village elders gather in hushed whispers, their eyes darting nervously toward Shaka's hut. They sense a change in their young warrior, a darkness that threatens to upset the delicate balance of their community. Unkalanku, the creator god, seems to have turned his gaze away from their once favored son. The spirits of the ancestors, usually so present in the rustling of leaves and the whisper of the wind, have fallen silent. Shaka's quest for answers leads him to the outskirts of the village, where an ancient witch doctor resides. The old man's eyes, clouded with age, seem to pierce through Shaka's very soul. "Your bloodline," he croaks, "is sacred, young warrior. It carries the power of our ancestors and the curse of the colonizers." The witch doctor reveals that Shaka's transformation was no accident, but a deliberate act orchestrated by powerful forces beyond their mortal realm. As the night deepens, Shaka learns of a prophecy that speaks of a chosen one, a warrior who would rise to protect the Zulu people from the encroaching threat of colonization. The witch doctor explains that ancient spirits, both benevolent and malevolent, have long watched over their land. In their desperation to preserve the Zulu way of life, these spirits made a pact with dark forces, creating a lineage of vampire warriors. Shaka's mind reels with this newfound knowledge. He realizes that his transformation is not just a personal struggle, but a battle for the very soul of his people. The sacred line of vampire warriors, he learns, stretches back through generations, each chosen to bear the burden of immortality in service of their tribe. But with this power comes a terrible price: the constant struggle against the darkness that threatens to consume them. As dawn breaks, Shaka returns to his village, his heart heavy with the weight of his destiny. He knows now that he must not only fight against the British colonizers, but also against the demonic influences that seek to corrupt his newfound power. The village stirs to life, unaware of the cosmic battle that rages within their midst. Shaka watches his people go about their daily routines, their faces etched with worry and fear of the encroaching colonial forces. The young warrior's resolve strengthens as he witnesses the resilience of his people. He vows to use his vampiric abilities to protect them, to become the shield that stands between the Zulu and the forces that threaten to destroy their way of life. But even as he makes this silent promise, Shaka feels the pull of the darkness within him, the constant temptation to give in to his baser instincts. In the days that follow, Shaka begins to uncover more about the origins of his vampiric lineage. He learns of ancient rituals and ceremonies that have been passed down through generations, designed to strengthen the bonds between the living and the supernatural protectors of the Zulu people. These sacred rites, once shrouded in mystery, now take on new meaning as Shaka realizes their true purpose: to keep the vampire warriors connected to their humanity and their cultural roots. As Shaka delves deeper into his heritage, he discovers that the line between myth and reality is far more blurred than he ever imagined. The spirits that his people have long revered as intermediaries between the living and the divine take on new significance. He begins to see them not just as abstract concepts, but as tangible forces that have shaped the destiny of his people for centuries. The young vampire warrior's journey of self-discovery is set against the backdrop of increasing colonial pressure. Reports of British forces advancing toward Zulu territory become more frequent, and the tribe's warriors prepare for the inevitable conflict. Shaka, with his enhanced strength and speed, takes a leading role in organizing the defense of his people. His tactical brilliance, honed through years of traditional warfare, is now augmented by his supernatural abilities. As the threat of war looms ever closer, Shaka finds himself torn between two worlds. On one hand, he is driven by his duty to protect his people and preserve their way of life. On the other, he grapples with the dark urges that come with his vampiric nature. The battlefield becomes not just a place of physical combat, but a spiritual battleground where Shaka must fight to maintain his humanity. The intensity of the coming conflict brings to the fore the personal battles that Shaka must face. His vampiric influences push him towards more brutal and efficient methods of warfare. Methods that threaten to strip away the honor and tradition that have long been the hallmarks of Zulu combat. Shaka struggles to find a balance, to use his powers in a way that serves his people without losing himself to the darkness. As the British forces draw nearer, tensions within the Zulu community rise. Some view Shaka's transformation as a blessing, a divine intervention that will save them from the colonizers. Others see it as a curse, a demonic influence that threatens to corrupt their culture from within. Shaka finds himself at the center of this ideological divide, a living embodiment of the struggle between tradition and change that his people now face. The societal reactions to Shaka's supernatural nature vary widely. Some of the younger warriors look to him with awe and admiration, eager to follow a leader who seems blessed by the spirits. The elders, however, watch him with wary eyes, torn between their respect for his strength and their fear of the unknown forces he now represents. This divide threatens to fracture the unity of the tribe at a time when they need it most. As the full moon rises once again over Zululand, Shaka stands atop a hill overlooking his village. The weight of his destiny presses down upon him, a mantle both glorious and terrible. He knows that the coming days will test not just his physical strength, but the very essence of who he is and what he stands for. The sacred line of Zulu vampire warriors stretches out behind him through history and ahead into an uncertain future. With the wind whispering ancient secrets in his ears and the blood of his ancestors pulsing through his veins, Shaka makes a silent vow. He will be the bridge between the old ways and the new, between the mortal world and the realm of spirits. He will fight not just for the survival of his people, but for the preservation of their soul. As the first light of dawn breaks over the horizon, Shaka turns back towards his village, ready to face whatever challenges the new day may bring.